Welcome to the Excelsior Health Podcast. This is the podcast for busy professionals who are looking to transform their health and create a healthier lifestyle. All right, guys, typically what we do is we explore the topic of our system that we have here, the 5 pillars of Excelsior Health. On today's episode, we are going to be going over a special topic. We're going to be talking about tips for pre and post pregnancy. And we have a special guest, my co-host who's been missing, not missing with me, but she's been missing on the podcast. But let's welcome back Susie Young.
Super excited to be back. It's been a while.
Damn, girl, you're looking good. Look at you.
Hey, I tried.
She got dolled up today. I like it. So for you, how far along are you today?
Today, 33 weeks.
33 weeks. So
Countdown begins.
Countdown begins, right? This is going to be your what?
My 4th child.
Wow.
4.
So 4th child, probably due dates anywhere from November 1st to what?
Well, the due date is the 19th, but all 3 kids always came out early between like 38 weeks.
Cool.
Yeah.
So, I thought it would be just because we're like in the moment, and even recently she's been sharing, I thought we could have done a better job of like filming all your moments, to be honest, during the pregnancy of working out and stuff. But she's been training so consistently, doing a fantastic job taking care of herself. And it's like, occasionally she'll post a video of her like squatting, I don't know, 200 pounds, 180 pounds?
Yeah, last month was 200. This month was
200
190.
pounds.
It's not as heavy.
200 pounds, doing chin-ups. So everybody's always just so like proud of her and just like inspired by her. And so I thought, you know what, today would be a really good opportunity, especially because we're getting near the end of it, for her to just really give her tips and advice of, hey, like what to expect during pregnancy, what can you do, but then also like how to bounce back. Because I think you do a phenomenal job of bouncing back after pregnancy as well. Right. So I think a lot of women and even a lot of husbands and dads, I think will take away from this too.
Yeah.
Right. So I want to go to the timeline. So when did you have your first kid, second, third, and then now 4th, ages?
So the first time I was pregnant, I was 16, but I had Coach Carms when I was 17. So I was really young, young mom. I was in high school. And the first time, I think, obviously, because when it's your first child, it's always going to be the most scariest. You don't know what to expect, plus the situation, plus the age. So everything during that time just made it more difficult, and, like the unknown and the unexpected and just not knowing.
So was it like hard pregnancy?
I wouldn't say like physically it was hard, but like emotionally and just mentally. But like I was young, so I was
17.
healthy. Yeah, I wasn't like out of shape or anything.
Healthy was, I'm sure it was easy for you to bounce back, but emotionally and mentally it was difficult to go through.
I had a support. I was living with my mom and my sister and had the support.
Okay. So you bounced back, I would like relatively very quickly from that.
Yeah.
And then fast forward, your second kid.
Second kid. How old was Easton? 2017.
You were 30.
God, mom brain. 30, right?
Mm-hmm.
I was 30 with Easton. So that was what? Oh my God.
What do you mean?
Calculation. What's the age gap between Carbs and Easton? 9 years?
No, more than that.
Because Carbs is going to be 21. Easton's going to be 8.
Yeah. So whatever that is.
That's 21.
I don't know. I can't do math right now.
I know.
11 or something like that. 11 years old or something like that.
So when I got pregnant with Easton, I feel like it was a surprise. Were we surprised?
Well, going back, when you got pregnant with Easton, you were fit.
I was
You were fit.
working out. I started training. I started being more serious, I think, in the dojo, like training here.
Yeah.
But I feel like I was training, but it didn't seem like it was very long. Like I started training more when I started here, like move, like
Yeah, like
when I moved here.
we've talked about this on previous podcasts.
Yeah.
Like she was always healthy, but she was more a cardio girl.
Yeah.
Moving, running around, doing lots of cardio, but she didn't lift a lot of weights. But at this point in 2017, when you had Easton, you had been working out, lifting weights in this program for about a good year or so. So your
Yeah.
body definitely was changing.
Yeah.
Now, in that pregnancy, I know it's some time ago, like I don't feel like you worked out like the way you have the last two.
Yeah.
Right? Like we did some stuff for a certain time, but I felt like you were very
like more safe,
more
like,
conservative. Like you didn't work out that much.
Yeah.
Like almost every now and then, 2, maybe 3 times a week, if that.
Just kind of moving my body, but not really like training and like trying to push myself to my limits.
Yeah. And then after Easton was born, that was to me, one of the coolest things is just seeing you just bounce back.
Mm-hmm.
Like the transformation and just getting into, and that was actually probably from there on, it's almost like every time you had a kid, you got in better shape afterwards.
Yeah.
Because I remember after Easton, like you transformed to the best shape of your life. But then even after Riley, I feel like it's even better, even more healthier. You have more muscle on your body, and even quicker bounce back. So I guess what we can do today is like, let's talk about during pregnancy to start. So you have so many different experiences. Obviously, right now is the most freshest one.
Mm-hmm.
Is how do you approach it? Since you found out you were pregnant, what have you been doing on this path?
So for me, the most important thing was not to lose myself. Because people get lost and they get distracted and they focus on different things when they're pregnant. And this is from my experience. I just want to be clear because everybody's body and pregnancy and experience is different. But coming from, I guess a fitness advocate, a health advocate, someone who trains consistently 4 to 5 days a week, it's a part of my identity and who I am. And I wanted to make sure that during the process, I was still that person. Mm-hmm. So having, my routine of training at least 4 to 5 days a week, I still been consistent like 5 days a week. It just makes you feel like I still feel energized. I still feel healthy. I still feel amazing. Like people always ask, how are you feeling? How's the pregnancy? And, my answer is always like amazing. And some days, yes, you're going to be tired. Some days you're going to feel sick. You're going to feel exhausted throughout the day. You'll have your moments, but it's just having a plan and making sure that no matter how you feel, you at least stick to your daily tactics that that you set for yourself. And once you do those, like you just feel like you accomplished something that day and it just compounds and keeps adding over the time.
So let's go to maybe some tactics that you were doing, especially in the early months, because I know it's kind of different as you go through it, but some key tactics that you've done during pregnancy that has helped you feel good. Because like you're not working out because you care about how toned you are right now.
Yeah.
You're working out because of the feeling and like you said, the identity.
Yeah.
One thing that I want to, before you go and give those tips, I want to give you credit because like what you just said is the way you talk when you're pregnant, I think it leads to the actions. So it's like when people ask you those questions, hey, Susie, how are you doing? Oh, I'm doing good. I'm doing great. Like I'm moving. I'm like just that aspect of like, I'm doing great. You're choosing to be that.
Yeah.
Where sometimes I know you don't feel good.
Yeah.
Sometimes you are tired. You are like, oh, I can't wait to like get my body back. But sometimes the way we talk will lead to our actions.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there's a lot of women out there that, they feel like crap. They feel their body's changing, hormones all over the place. But maybe just starting to talk in a more positive way will help you with some of the habits that Susie's talking about.
Yeah, it's definitely true because I think right now for this current pregnancy, the first trimester was like the hardest and I was feeling tired and students would ask like, how are you feeling? And I caught myself saying, oh, like I feel pregnant, I'm tired. And it just made me feel more negative about myself where I'm like, no matter how I feel, I can't say it because I'm still a role model. I'm still a leader. But what you say is what you're going to project and make you feel that way even more. So you just have to kind of change the way you talk to yourself so you could feel a different way.
Okay, so let's say what are maybe like 3 to 5 if we're talking right now to this busy mom, right? Maybe she's had a kid before. Maybe this is her first one. She's also probably a career-oriented woman. What are some like maybe 3 to 5 tips that she should aim to do during this pregnancy? Some of the things might not be possible for some people, but in what's worked for you?
What's worked for me, definitely my daily walks. I think walking has definitely been a priority. I just feel any type of movement, whether you're training or you're outside, just moving your body gives you that momentum and energy. But then sometimes it's for your mental state. Like I enjoy walking with people, but I love the times where I'm just walking by myself and just breathing the air. I'm, walking with the baby. I'm just talking to the baby and just appreciating life and just every single day that God gives you to be with you and yourself and like this living creature that's growing inside of you.
Yeah.
So definitely the walks has been really helpful.
And I think specifically for the walks, what I've noticed has helped you is the time, right? In the mornings, like
for sure.
Yeah. So if you are pregnant, it's like when you wake up, could that be designated in your morning from morning to lunchtime, being very intentional? Whether it's before you go to work, if you're pregnant and going to work, if it's lunchtime, I do think that's a really, really important thing that will change your mood versus leaving it to the evening. The chances that you go for that walk, especially if it ends up being in the winter and things like that, it's very unlikely for that to happen.
Or even like during this time when it's hot outside.
Yeah.
Like the morning is a nice cool breeze where the sun's still down and it's just fresh air and it makes you walk faster because you're not like, the sun, I'm so hot, I'm cramping. Like you're speed walking and it's the first thing you do in the morning. So like it gives you the energy as opposed to doing it later. Now you're tired because, the kids, you made lunch, dinner.
Yeah, I think that might be one of the most important habits is if we get more people walking while they're pregnant versus constantly sitting, that goes a world of a difference.
Yeah. And the funny part is when I walk, I don't feel any aches and pains. Is when I sit down on the chair for so long, when I get up is when I feel, my hip, my knee. So it's always good to try to stay active and keep moving, but rest when you need to, but like don't rest too long.
Okay. So what's another tip?
So for me, like obviously is my training. But like the training, yes, I'm not trying to like compete or get PRs or like tone my body. It's just like for my mental state, but then also it's like being around people.
Yeah.
I think it's just the environment, the support where I just feel like no matter what, like it's kind of projecting like the postpartum part when you have the baby and you feel like you're doing everything alone. It's like when you continue to surround yourself with positive people who care about you, who support you, who I feel like they're on the same journey because they see me all the time. Like I just feel like I have a strong familia behind me and I'm not doing this by myself. So like I get happy when I see people because I feel like they're supporting me. So if my water breaks during my workout, like there's people that will drive me to the hospital.
So I think two takeaways is, hey, during pregnancy, spend time with positive people that make you feel good. And not everybody has like the luxury like we do that we have this amazing, fitness community that we spend a lot of time with. But whether it's your family, whether it's a close couple friends, it's just spending time with those people or, maybe it's on the phone with them. It's like we need that positive encouragement, especially as your body's changing and you're feeling insecure and tired.
And I think also for me, it's like my family's not here. Everyone's in Windsor. So when you feel like you don't have like your mom, your sister, like your close relationships that you want during this time, like this is the other familia that is my family.
Classic Susie. Got tears on the episode. Okay, so back to training. I'll give you guys an example. Susie literally is like squatting, I don't know what it was, like 200 pounds. I'm like literally worried my kid is about to pop out because she's like scraping the tank is what we call it. But
and still getting deep.
Yeah, deep, but like also just
death matters.
A little bit like on the side of like, yo, take it easy a little bit. Like you're pushing too much. But that's the thing. I think for myself as a coach, seeing so many people go through training and being pregnant, everybody's different, right? Coach Melissa was much more about movement.
Yeah.
You are like, I think you're the 2% of people that train as hard as she does. But I want everyone to know, like, it's going to be different for everybody. Some people are going to need to do body weight exercises with the band, and that's their resistance training. Other people will be able to do pretty much all the things, but like their level of intensity might be like a 6 out of 10.
Yeah.
And then for you, you kind of are more like 7, 8 out of 10 when you train.
I think the reason though, like you have to just know your body. You have to listen to your body. And if you're someone who hasn't trained before and you're pregnant, all of a sudden you decide to make fitness a part of your health, like you're not going to start lifting out of nowhere. Like, so that's why everyone's experience is different. But if you're someone like me who's been training, it doesn't mean you should stop unless, you know, the doctor recommends it because of other situations.
Oh, didn't the doctor tell you not to work out?
Yeah, but the doctor doesn't know that I had 4 kids and that I've been training all my life.
What did the doctor say?
Like right away, because it was like I went to a walk-in clinic and, you know, traditional doctor that, you know, is like from back home was like, oh, okay, make sure you don't lift heavy. And at the end of the day, like just listen to your body. Like if you feel perfectly fine and healthy and, you know, like I said, this is my 4th child and I've been training and I just had an ultrasound like 2 days ago and, you know, baby's growing good, baby's healthy. Like that's all that matters.
Yeah. One key point that I would say is like, if you're not living that lifestyle, if you don't work out regularly, don't start working out while you're pregnant. Like that's just not something that's a good idea at all. What you could do though is what we talked about is focus on steps. Small 15-minute walks, the 20-minute, like that's the number one. That's your workout is the steps, right? But for those of you guys that are anticipating maybe getting pregnant, or maybe, hey, you're in your 40s and 50s or 60s and you're going to be like mentoring your daughter or your daughter-in-law as they have their kids, working out consistently beforehand is just such an amazing thing. And then while you're doing it during the pregnancy allows for you to bounce back so much better. And I think also like from just watching you do it, go through the process, just so much more enjoyment for it as well.
Yeah.
Okay. So training, steps, spending time with positive people. Anything else that's been super important for you? What about like food, nutrition?
No, yeah, I was going to say, you know, obviously because, you know, fitness has been such a big part and like we're focused on, you know, our nutrition and what we eat. Like during this pregnancy, like, of course, I'm going to eat and enjoy the things that I want, which I still am. But like the one thing that I do track is my water intake. So I always have my water, which is probably back there. But like, I just like to make sure I stay hydrated, especially when you have a baby, like you're peeing maybe like 5 times as much. So, you know, when you're dehydrated, you need the water already. If you're training, you need to drink more water. If you're having a baby, you need to drink more water because you're constantly going to the washroom.
How about during like people that are, women that are pregnant while they're working? Well, like when we had Easton, you were working like literally all the way up to it, right? And then Riley and now this baby, you don't work that much. It's more coaching. You've kind of, but now especially this pregnancy, you've been able to kind of more just enjoy the moment. Is it a different experience for you?
I feel like every pregnancy was always different just because the time was different. Like when I had Coach Carms, like I was 17, I was in school, I wasn't working. When I had Easton, I was working at Air Canada, like 12-hour shifts, 5 to 5. So I was
you worked all the way up to
all the way, like
right before it happened. Yeah,
water basically broke at work, and then Riley was COVID baby. So like they were all different, like different experience. But
did work impact maybe the ability to work out or like the ability to move and those things?
Definitely did. I think with Easton was the hardest pregnancy just because I was more limited to schedule, like time. Like when you're pregnant and you're sitting, working at a desk job, 12-hour shifts, like it's hard to have that motivation to want to train after you work. So I think during that time is when I gained the most weight and I felt the most tired. And like you said, like I wasn't really training. I was just here coming like when I can, but like it wasn't like a priority.
Yeah. Well, and that's why I want, if you're
Yeah.
watching this and you're like, man, like, how do you, like, yeah, you got to give yourself some grace. If you got a obviously crazy job and you're still putting in a lot of hours, you probably won't work. And I shouldn't say you might not
Hmm.
work out 5 days a week. Maybe you are locked in and you make the priorities and you can do it. It is definitely
Yeah.
possible for someone to do it. It just requires a little bit more effort, a little bit more discipline. But if you do have a real demanding job, you do have maybe one or two other kids, yeah, you know what? It might be 3 workouts a week at
Hmm.
home, with your personal trainer, whatever it might be. So now let's kind of shift gears to obviously you're doing a fantastic job of working out, taking care of yourself while you're pregnant. Like, what about some tips after,
Hmm.
right? So baby is born, like, what's your process like to how many weeks or slash months do you typically take off before you start training? And then like, how do you go about training? Because I remember like with Riley, man, like you had an amazing transformation. Like I want to say 3 months.
Like when I started coming
Like
back.
when you officially
Yeah,
said,
yeah,
hey, I'm back,
yeah,
it was like 3 months. And I was like, damn, like
yeah,
you're back.
yeah. So one thing for sure is once you're already someone who prioritizes fitness and like movement and just feeling good, like your health, like you're like itching to come back. So like during, being off and the recovery stage, they say 6 to 8 weeks. And I think I only took about 6 weeks. Like as soon as I was good to go and I felt good, like I started.
Mm.
But definitely the one tip, even now during your pregnancy to prepare you for the post, is don't let yourself go and just eat a whole bunch of shit because then you're going to feel like shit. And the more weight you gain during your pregnancy, you're just going to work as hard to take it off again.
Yeah.
Like even right now, I probably gained like 35 pounds, which I'm okay with that. Like, yes, I'm enjoying myself, but I know the habits and the things that I have to do to get back to where I want to be. And because, I kept some of my old habits like training, walking, water, those things will come easy. It's just fixing and tweaking, the protein part and the vegetable and the eating window, which, that will take care of itself after once I prioritize that more. But the one thing tip is don't let yourself go and eat a whole bunch of junk because you're going to feel like shit now to prepare you for the post. And once you're ready to come back, same thing, like everyone's different, is listen to your body, start slowly. I'm not going to come back after giving birth and doing 200 pounds back squat again. I'll probably be, modifying and just going slowly at a time and give yourself time to get yourself back. Like everyone's body's different. Like it's a process again. Like you're starting from zero, right? And depending where you're at with your journey, you just got to track and make sure you stay consistent with where you want to be, especially if it's important to you.
Okay. So I'll give context to like last pregnancy with Riley. She was born November 10th. You basically started training officially
I feel like January.
end of January.
Yeah.
Like is when you like beginning of January, you kind of dabbled. I don't think you were in it yet,
Yeah.
but then it's like
It was like 8 weeks.
like end of January, you were locked in.
Yeah.
And then from January to like mid-March, it was just such a powerful
Well,
change.
the shred helps being locked in.
But either way, you locked in for like 2 months, almost close to 3, and like big dramatic changes in
Yeah.
terms of bouncing back. So that was like a timeline I think that worked for you. But like the main point too that I want everyone to take away is whether you're pregnant or even you're not, and it's been a long time, is don't think about what you used to do
Mm-hmm.
when you were at your peak performance.
Yeah.
And now you're back into your program and you're like, oh, I got to go do like, 30 push-ups because that's what I used to do.
Yeah.
Or I got to do 6 chin-ups or I got to do 225. No, like take it back and go lighter than what you think you should.
Mm-hmm.
And the goal should be is each session, like, especially in that first month, is you walk away from the session feeling like, oh, I got more in the tank.
Yeah.
Because that's going to build the momentum. And then all of a sudden, it's just like a switch just goes on and you're in the zone.
Yeah.
And you're just training and things become routine again. But a mistake would be is going too intense, too quick.
Yeah.
And then it's just too hard for you to sustain and you lose that momentum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's definitely a tip.
Did you like, I guess to end off, like, did you set any specific goals? Did you like, what did you do to help yourself have these amazing comebacks? Like, what advice?
It's definitely like having goals. Like when you do your weigh in, you'll see where you're at when you start, and then you make a goal. Like in 3 months, this is where I want to be. This is my performance goal. So it's always good to have goals because then it's going to help you, work towards that goal and track and help you stay consistent during the process.
Yeah. And just,
Yeah.
I'm so proud of obviously Susie for representing that from our dojo. I think you've inspired so many of our students to work out while they're pregnant and to like believe that just because I had a baby, it doesn't mean I'm done. Like I like, there's no chance of me getting back to my goals. And just some of the clients in my mind that, over the last couple of years, one of our former clients, Lucia, she trained here consistently. Then she ended up like just bouncing back amazingly. Olympia, just she's in the lowest weight that she's been ever now.
And we had a student, Rupam, like she wasn't really training consistently, but she came more, I think, for the environment to get herself outside mentally.
Yeah.
So that was cool too.
I think we're missing somebody. Oh, I mean, Coach Melissa.
Yeah.
Coach Melissa, like just seeing her, be able twice to be able to bounce back and just, especially now, like it's amazing. Like,
Yeah.
You know what
And
I mean?
we have like a student right now who's pregnant that's training still.
Yep.
So I think, I've inspired her to like just move and do something.
Mm-hmm. So any, to wrap up, any final words of like encouragement and any insights on like, hey, whether you're going through it and you're about to be pregnant, and that you want to train during pregnancy or even just afterwards, which I think afterwards it's tough, man. Like a lot of people to like just keep going and get their goals. A lot of people lose the motivation.
Yeah. I think the one important thing is, I would say for moms especially, don't be scared to ask for help. Like,
That's a big one.
don't, if you have a great community behind you, like there's so many people that's willing to help watch the baby if you need to train for an hour or, if you have to run an errand or go grocery shopping. Like, I remember there's times where you feel alone and you feel like you have to do everything. And that just could eat you away and you lose yourself. And then, you feel depressed and you feel sad and overwhelmed and sleep deprived and just so many things. But just ask for help because there's so many people that will help you. And like, you can't get lost in having a baby or kids. Like, you can't lose yourself because once you fall into that trap, like, it just mentally is just, it's not good for your health. And you don't feel like yourself. You don't feel happy or, the greatest.
And that could lead to 1 year, 3 years, decade. Like I just recently signed up a wonderful woman. She's 58 years old, but that was what it was. It's just like, I've been a caregiver for everybody else and I've neglected myself for years.
Yeah.
Right. There was one point that, to what Susie was saying in terms of like asking for help. So two things that I want to really say is like, I think as a woman, it's like, be very clear with your boyfriend, your husband, your significant other, and like, let them know how important it is for you to get the help. Sometimes the guy might not really realize what you're going through. And it's like, just be vocal of like, man, I need space. I need, whether it's just in the beginning of like, hey, like help me take care of the baby. That's normal. But like, I need time to exercise. I need time to take care of my body. And then I think as a man, if I can give my point of view, it's like that's our job. Is like, why would you not want your woman to like take care of herself and come back and feel so much better? So it's like, be the cheerleader, be the encourager of like, hey, like go work out, go take care of yourself. Let me support you. Let me like help you. So that is something that we can do as guys to help them. And it makes it that much easier if we're working out together. Doesn't mean it's the same place or same program, but we're eating healthier. We're making that a part of our family. That's going to help the woman so much.
Yeah. Like the one thing I didn't really dive deep in that it is important is, and moms too, like when you gain weight, nothing fits. And then even after the baby, you look at your body and you see a different person, because obviously, a woman's amazing and we carried babies and we just pushed out a baby. Is like, you don't feel confident, your self-esteem goes down, then you don't feel attractive, and it could have an effect on the relationship because you're like, oh, I don't want to sleep with him, like I want to hide. Or maybe you're self-conscious now, like, oh, maybe my man's looking on Instagram at other females, or when we're out in public, because you don't feel good about yourself. So it's important not to lose yourself, so you could still keep that relationship with yourself and feel confident within your own skin, but that relationship with you and your spouse as well.
Dope.
Right?
All right, guys. So, hey, that's this episode. Hopefully you guys got some value. Again, share this out. You know, anybody who, hey, their plan is to work out while they're pregnant, or, hey, they just gave birth and like now they're trying to get themselves in the mindset.
Make that comeback.
That comeback season. Hopefully this will provide some value. And then, hey, super proud of you. I'm excited. We got one more month, basically. 5 weeks, so whatever it is.
Hey, maybe the baby will come on the podcast.
Yeah, you guys will meet the baby, right? So I'm pumped. Now it's like when I see the bump and the way she's waddling around, I'm like, oh, this is game time. Like it's actually coming up now. So super excited for that to happen. All right, guys. So share this one out. Again, this is the Excelsior Health Podcast, and we look forward to having more episodes. Beastin'!